My name is Jose Maldonado. I'm one of the founders of Iddero and also the sales manager. And I'll try to briefly introduce Iddero, our two main product families, and also some of the news we have presented in Latin this year. Iddero, probably you already know who is Iddero. We are basically a KNX manufacturer with 18 years experience. With products sold in more than 50 countries already, and the most important thing, all our products are designed and manufactured in Spain. And we focus on visualization and control products. We are specialists in this type of products, with always having in mind a robust and reliable design for products that are going to be working 24/7. But at the same time with a user-friendly visualization and two key features alongside the KNX related features: remote access and door functionality, and everything with a good balance between the pricing and the functionality to make our offering competitive in the market. The best seller, our main products is the Iddero Verso family. It's a 4.3 KNX capacitive touch panels, and there are three different models. The entry model is the Iddero Verso 2. Let me highlight this 2. This is one of the things we have introduced in light and building, the second generation of the Iddero Verso family. In this case, the main difference regarding the previous generation is just double the number of controls. 96 instead of the 48 component from the original Iddero Verso. But it's not only that difference because the KNX stack is completely new. It's a System B KNX stack. So it's a hardware redesign inside, and much more features will be coming during the next firmware updates during the next months and years, like 14 bytes DPT support or logic functions, special H back page, etc., etc. So all those functions will be coming for the whole family during the next firmware updates. Right now, the first version of the second generation is just double of components. So Iddero Verso 2 is just the entry model with just a KNX functionality. Verso IP2 is just the equivalent to the previous model Iddero Verso, but with IP connectivity, so remote access. And the Verso Indoor is just, again, equivalent functionality to the previous version, but adding IP door functionality and IP camera visualization. The main features are 4.3 capacitive display, a portrait or landscape mounted. It's just the same product reference without, it's just an ETS parameter. Wall mounted using a standard flux mount box with magnetic fixation, so it's quite easy. The installation is quite easy. Built-in temperature sensor. Let me remark here that the Verso Indoor currently doesn't support the internal temperature sensor, but the sensor is already built in, so it's a matter of a software update. So in an upcoming firmware release, the internal temperature sensor will be supported also for the Verso Indoor. 4 multifunction inputs to connect sensors or push button or temperature proof, real-time clock, the integrated VCU, of course, the KNX bus is connected directly to the touch panel, and requires a power supply in the range of 12 and 30 volts, so you can use the ancillary output of a KNX power supply in case it's available in the installation. So as commented before, 96 control function. This is important because the Verso 2 and Verso IP2, the second generation, already support 96 control functions, not only the Verso Indoor, organized in 12 pages. So every page can have up to 8 controls. Use editable favorites page, background images for all pages with configurable layouts of the controls, password protected pages, dark mode is user selectable. So you can see here some of the some screenshot of the user interface with the background images with the different layouts. You can select icons from a set of more than 200 icons. You know, the semi-transparent background for the components. So you at the end can build a really attractive user interface for the final customer. The favorites page is a page that the final user can edit at any moment after the configuration in ETS. From the previously configured 96 controls up to 96 controls in the configured by the integrator in the ETS, then the final customer can just put in every place in this page like a quick access for the most common used controls, for example, and this is completely editable at any moment and can be modified at any moment by the final customer. And you can also configure the touch panel to show this page as the first thing once you touch the display. So again, it's easy to work with for the final customer. Some more screenshots like this page, protected page, the dark mode. You can see the difference between the dark and the light mode. This again is editable by the final customer and can exchange between both modes at any moment. Or the background images, even the final customer may change background images because the way to configure those images is just with a USB pen drive connected to the USB connector in the touch panel. So you don't need the ETS to configure these images. And here you can see some examples of the portrait installation. Again, with background images, dark mode, different layouts. For example, in this case, with horizontal expansion for the components, etc. So really nice user interface, friendly for the final customer. And of course, the device, the touch panel, provide advanced components, nice components like the rotary control, the regulation bar, RGB wheel, with favorites colors also that the final customer can save just to use them later with the white channel. The choice component is widely used because it's equivalent in functionality to a double push button, but instead of going through different options, just pressing the right or the left button, all the functions or all the options are shown in a pop-up dialog. And you can configure for every option the icon and the text. So it's easy for the user, much more comfortable to work with this choice component instead of the classic double push button. And one of the main functions is the touch gestures, allowing you to trigger quick actions from the home page or even with the display off when the touch panel is in power saving mode. So just with a simple gesture, swiping with one finger up, down, left, right, or even with a multi-touch gesture, so touching the display with more than one finger, for example, with just placing your hand on top of the screen, you can trigger a quick action. So, for example, if you imagine you can enter a dark room and then just put your hand on top of the display and then trigger for example, turn the lights on, scenes or whatever. So this is one of the main or the most used feature for our touch panel, the gestures. Of course, weekly time schedules up to 96 channels. For every channel, you can have 4 independent programs, and for every program, you can configure start and end action with the corresponding time, the corresponding value, weekdays, and even arrange dates. And alarms. You can configure also up to 96 alarms, and just know that the alarms must be acknowledged by the customer when an alarm is triggered. all events are saved in the corresponding log, so that information is always there in the touch panel. And also, when an alarm is triggered, the customer receives a push notification in the app, obviously for Verso IP and Verso Indoor. Other functions included in the touch panel: internal sync controller, 2 independent thermostat, Unicode support for the text, configured from ETS, of course, and all those functions I've been speaking about. It will be coming during the next few months, like the 14 bytes DPT, NTP synchronization, logic functions, Astro clock, etc., etc. There is also possible to a Flux installation for the Verso 2 and Verso IP, IP2. Well, yes, I don't include the Verso Indoor because speakers and microphones are hidden behind the wall. But obviously, you can also use it for Verso Indoor in case you want to use that model only for IP camera visualization, for example, and not for indoor monitor functionality. Also, the internal temperature proof. Well, you should not rely on that internal temperature proof using this installation. Suitable for dry walls. And the Verso IP and Verso Indoor provide remote access with important free apps available for iOS and Android using the Iddero Cloud service. It's a free service. You don't need any license for the apps or for the remote access or for the Iddero Cloud. Everything is included in the original price. It doesn't require any configuration. And the communications are fully encrypted and 100% secure. And Iddero Mobile, as mentioned before, is freely available for iOS and Android. The configuration is quite easy. You only need to do just a few steps, and a few steps that the final user can do by themselves. It doesn't require the integrator participation. The only thing you have to do as a final customer is just create an account in Iddero Cloud. You just need an email and a password, and then download the app. Obviously, logging with your Iddero Cloud account credentials, and then just scan a QR code from the touch panel, and that's all. Then the touch panel, the Verso, will be linked with your account in the cloud. I mean, if you just change your mobile, or you want to share your login with any other person in your home or in your family or whatever. So the only thing you have to do is just again login with the credentials in the app, and all devices previously linked to the account, it will be there. You don't need to link them again. And you can have as many devices as you want, just with the same credentials. And also you can have as many devices linked to your account, and receive a push notification for alarms. And Iddero Cloud also will allow you to be compatible with the Iddero voice control. We'll speak about it a little bit later, because it's one of the things we have also presented in Light and Building this year. Regarding the Verso Indoor, door phone functions, indoor monitor for SIP-based door phone systems like Murepi, 2N, Doorbell, Fairmax, etc. IP camera visualization, and also compatible with the Iddero voice control. We'll speak a little bit more about the door phone functionality later, with checking the ETS parameters. And then, let me go briefly through the next product family, the Iddero HC3 and HC3L touch panel. In this case, it's, we named them all-in-one solution, because the differentiation between the two different models is just the display, but all the functionalities are already including both models. All the functionality without any license for indoor monitor, for remote access, etc. The AC3L is 10.1 inch capacitive touch display. with IPS technology, and the AC3 is just 7 inches, with two different series: glass with the full glass front face, and classic with interchangeable methacrylate front frames. Main features from the hardware point of view: 12 volts power is required, but a power supply is already included with the touch panel. Integrated VCU, 4 multifunction inputs, just in the same way as the Verso family. RTC clock. In this case, there is no internal temperature proof, so an external one is required if you want to use a temperature reference for the thermostat or so. And of course, loudspeakers and microphone are included. Other functions highlight, one of the main things is just, in this case, the Verso family provide 96 controls, but the AC3 family provide more than 4,000 controls, and with one step more in the navigation. And we can have up to 8 components per page, but also we can have up to 8 pages per zone. So this is the additional step in the navigation, the zones. So you select a zone, then it will take you to a set of up to 8 pages, and in every page you can have up to 8 components, 8 controls. The zones can be organized using maps, but it's not required. If you don't configure those maps, you will have just a list of all the songs defined in the configuration, and for the maps, a standard PNG or whatever format are used, and those maps normally represent floor plans or functions. We will also have a look at the software to configure, to let you know how to configure these maps. Other function highlights, just quite similar to the Verso: background images, layouts, advanced components, that mode, 4 password level in this case, gestures, of course, a sync controller in this case with two different models. One of them is just the classic snapshot of the actuator's states, and also an advanced editable action sequences. For example, you can just define the actuators belonging or participating in a sync, and the final customer can edit the syncs from scratch, just saying, for example, turn this light on, then wait 5 seconds, after that turn the previous light off, and then wait again, and etc., just playing with the delays and all the actuators participating in that sync. That is the only thing the integrator must define in the configuration, just how many syncs and how many actuators and which one is participating in every sync. Time schedules, alarms, pressing simulation controller, email notification, SMS notification also. In this case, an external JSM module is required. Well, obviously, this functionality is not commonly used because nowadays most of the installation already have internet access. 4 independent thermostat and important logic functions set, including logic expression. That is something that we are going to launch in the next firmware release, probably in September, probably. So logic expression, for example, using conditional expressions and etc. So much more flexible and allowing you to solve many issues in a typical KNX installation. Sorry. In this case, the touch panel is not configured through ETS. The data config software is used instead. The software is quite similar as a concept to the ETS, but well, obviously allowing you to configure everything in an easiest way, different than ETS. For example, you can imagine try to configure 4,000 controls in ETS, it would be a nightmare. Or just configure the maps and the active areas to select a zone, etc. It will be quite difficult to be used with ETS. So we use our own software, and the way to upload the project to the touch panel is through TCP/IP. So it's quite fast. and it will take just a few seconds to upload a project with several images, a lot of controls, 4 thermostat, etc., etc. Door phone functionality equivalent to the previous to the Iddero Verso. I'm not going to spend more time here because we'll see with a bit more detail later. IP camera visualization, again, equivalent to the Verso indoor. Verso indoor. Supported protocols and codecs are the most common in the market. So almost any IP camera is compatible with the touch panel. And remote access, again, equivalent to the Verso IP and Verso Indoor. I just must mention that the app is just a mirror of the user interface. It's just exactly the same. What you see in the touch panel is just exactly the same what you in the app. So for the final customer, it's quite easy to use the app because it's just if they already know how the display works, it's just then they know already how to use the app. And also, it's remarkable that the AC3 touch panels provide also a web server alongside in addition to the apps. So you can use both the app and also a standard web browser to access remotely to the touch panel. In this case, the browser use a slightly different user interface. It's not a mirror, and that user interface will just get adapted to the display of the mobile or the tablet or the browser in your computer. You can use any standard browser in your Windows or Mac or Linux or whatever, just a standard browser. And of course, using Iddero Cloud Service, so all communication are encrypted, and also without any configuration in the router. The most important thing, you don't need any port forwarding or static IP in the public side, etc. And also, let me highlight that you can use, of course, the Iddero Cloud to access remotely, but you can also communicate with the touch panel with both the web browser and the app locally without internet, without requiring internet. So once you have the device linked to the cloud, to your account, you don't. In that case, both the touch panel and your device must be connected to internet. But once both are linked to the account, sorry. You can use your app locally using just your Wi-Fi and without need to access internet. Okay, and regarding the web browser, just using the local IP address of the touch panel instead of the link provided to access remotely through Iddero Cloud. And of course, both touch panels are compatible with Iddero Voice Control. And we have mentioned external temperature proof. We have two different temperature proof. One is just a standard cable temperature proof, or classic cable temperature proof. But also we have introduced recently this glass temperature proof. It's just with the same finish as the Iddero Verso and the AC3 glass series, with the same glass surface and in both black and white colors. And what's coming? Well, we have already mentioned some of the things we have presented in Light and Building this year, and that will be coming during the next few months. And actually, one of the main things, the second generation of Verso and Verso is already there, already available in production. And other things are the Iddero Home Server 3. It's just the new generation of the current Iddero Home Server. The Iddero Home Server is just equivalent functionality to the current AC3 and AC3 touch panel, but obviously without the display in a dim rail format. So it's just if you love the functionality of the Iddero AC3 touch panels with the functions, more than 1,000 components, remote access through web server, through apps, timers, sync controller with action, with editable sequences of actions, etc., etc., etc. But you don't need a display, or just the budget of your project is well, it's a little bit tight. You can use the Iddero Home Server 3 instead. This product will be available during the last quarter of this year, and it will be also compatible, as mentioned before, with the mobile app and the Iddero Voice Control. This is just a brief comparison table with AC3, AC3L, and the home server. Just same features, but even with a double thermostat, 8 thermostat, 8 multifunction inputs, and without the functionality of requiring the display, like the indoor monitor functionality and IP camera visualization. The Iddero Voice Control is just will let you control your Iddero device through Amazon Alexa. Right now, Amazon Alexa, it would probably Google Home will be coming during the next or in the next revision or update for the Iddero Voice Control. Probably Siri is not in the roadmap currently. It will be compatible with the Iddero Verso IP, the previous Iddero Verso IP. So yeah, with a free firmware update, you will be able to use the Iddero Voice Control with previously installed or already installed Verso IP devices, Verso IP2, Verso Indoor, AC3 and AC3L, and the upcoming Iddero Home Server 3. It's configured through Iddero Cloud. It's quite easy. The only thing you have to do is just in your current Iddero Cloud account with your already linked device. Well, the first thing you have to enable the service. In this case, this service will require a one-time fee per device, but without a recurring cost. It's just one-time fee to enable the service. This service. Then configure once the service is enabled. You just well, all the configuration will be shown in your Iddero Cloud account, and you just enable which controls you want to have accessible through Alexa, and then enable in your mobile or in your Amazon account without using a web browser or whatever, just in the standard way to configure your Amazon account. Just enable the Iddero skill and then discover devices, and that's all. Then you can just say to your Echo speaker or to your mobile, Alexa, turns the light on or whatever, and then Alexa will send the command to our Iddero Cloud service. The Iddero Cloud service will send the corresponding order to the linked touch panel, and the touch panel will trigger the corresponding action in KNX. This service will be available probably during the last quarter of this year too. And the Iddero Verso Luma. This is one of the main things we have introduced during Latin Building this year. It's just the same concept of the current Iddero Verso for KNX, but for DALI control. So it will be a DALI 2 application controller in a multi-master and single line for single line installations, and the main features from the current Iddero Verso for KNX will be inherited in this Verso Luma: advanced controls, timers, syncs, gestures, background images, etc., etc. So it's just a pure DALI 2 controller, application controller. In this case, there is no KNX. Just please know that it's not a gateway for KNX and DALI 2. It's just a pure DALI controller. So yes, I wanted to highlight the configuration of the door phone functionality. It's one of the things I want to explain a little bit deeply. Well, the general structure of the ETS application program is quite simple. Just a few generic sections, then the user interface section, control pages corresponding to the user interface sections corresponding to to the pages already previously enabled, and door form. Let me start with default parameters. So you just enable the different sections in the different functionality in the general section, and let me focus on door form, because I want to explain a little things about this type of integration. Well, yes, this is just coming back to the presentation. This is just the parameter to select the display orientation, okay, for portrait or landscape. So let me enable the door phone and the IP camera sections. Well, all these parameters are common for Iddero Verso IP 2 and Iddero and Verso indoors on all that KNX base functionality is common for the three models of the family. So and the main difference is just these two sections, and network settings is slightly different, or it's different for the in the case of the Iddero Verso indoor. Regarding the door phone functionality, well, yes, you can have up to 8 different door stations, independent door station. Even the manufacturer of every door station can be different. You can have, for example, a main outdoor unit with don't know, from Comelit or Cedar or whatever, and then have a secondary outdoor unit from Doorbell or 2N or whatever. So are completely independent, and you can configure them independently. So just enable the door station, and you get here a warning saying that you have to use a special control in the user interface to access the door page, the door phone page. Door phone page is just it will be the page showing all all door station configured in your project. So let's come back and enable a page, control page, and one component, and this component. Let me select this door phone page. Now the warning is disappear, okay? Because you have already configured one control allowing you to access the door phone page. Yes, it happens the same with IP cameras visualization. If you create a component to access the IP camera page, here in this case it will there is a warning saying that there is no cameras, IP cameras defined. As long as you define a camera, then the warning disappears. Okay, so we will now have 2 components allowing us to access the special door phone page and the special IP cameras page, and in the corresponding sections we have one outdoor station and one IP camera. Okay, so let's try to configure this door station. In this case, you have some predefined brands, well-known brands like 2N, Doorbell, or the Fairmax. But let's configure the generic one, because the generic one it will ask you for all the parameters. And let me quickly go through every parameter. Well, this is just a friendly name, no more than that. And the caller ID, this parameter is important because this is the way the touch panel will identify who's calling. Okay, so every outdoor station, SIP based, it's just a matter of the protocol, will use an identifier when placing a call. So this is the way for the touch panel to identify who's calling. Regarding the video, the touch panel will show either the video coming from the building camera in the outdoor station, or an alternative camera. And this is important because, for example, you can have you can define 2 different door phones. One of them, for example, using the built-in camera, and a second one is like a dummy outdoor station using, for example, an external IP camera, hemispheric, just showing you a hidden corner in the entrance So it's just our touch panel will provide not only the integration with the outdoor units, but also will provide extra security because when you receive the call, you are able to answer the call, speak with the person outside. At the same time, you can go through different images for different video cameras previously configured, obviously, as a door station.
So you would have the access to scroll between the two cameras, either the indoor or the external wall-mounted camera? Okay, wonderful.
Yeah. So this is an important feature. And in order to configure the video, well, if in case of a built-in camera, just select the protocol and the codec and the corresponding path. In case of a predefined brand, obviously we already know this information, the protocol, codec, and the corresponding path. So you just don't need to introduce that information. And also you can configure when showing the video, only when there is an incoming call, or even when you accept that call, or always, because at the end it's just we are taking the video, we are gathering the video from the outdoor station or from an alternative IP camera, just an IP camera. Just as a standard, a regular IP camera, so the video it will be available always in case you want to have it available always. In case for privacy or something like that in condominiums, etc., you only want to have the video when you receive a call. Well, you can just configure that feature there. And regarding the door opening, there are two different ways to open the door. One of them is just the regular way to open the door with a SIP protocol, just through the protocol, using SIP, just with DTMF codes, using the SIP info or the corresponding RFC. Just enter the code you have configured in the outdoor station, for example, I don't know, 123 or whatever. This is the regular way. All outdoor station SIP base support this type of door opening with DTMF codes. But also we are well, in this case, you will be able to open the door obviously only when there is a call already established. You cannot open the door at any moment, but in this case, with HTTP commands, we can open the door at any moment. So for example, you just don't know, there is someone outside, and you want to open the door without requiring to placing a call. You can just do it, and the door. Well, the buttons are enabled for opening the door are always enabled with this HTTP based commands. Just know that not all the models support this way of opening the door, and you can even in this case the only thing you have to configure is the corresponding HTTP path. Again, for predefined models, this information is already configured. You need to configure that information for those models, and you can use also a second button to open an extra door. Then you need to configure the IP address of the outdoor station, the HTTP port in case if using a different one regarding the standard, and the username and password in case of required. And one important thing also is the events. The touch panel will provide some communication objects just to notify events coming from the outdoor station. So for example, when there is an incoming call, the touch panel will send an event to this communication object. When you accept the call, will send an on in this call in progress communication object. When the call is finished, will send an off, etc. So you can just trigger also KNX actions related with the outdoor events. So it's not only with the integration with our touch panel is not only saving money because you are sharing one monitor for both functions, K and X and outdoor station, but you're also really integrating both segments, both installation. And also there is a special communication object. Is this one? Open the door. Well, door open is just is used to notify the door is already open when you press the corresponding button. But that this communication object is just the other way around. I mean, if you write to this communication object, the touch panel will open the door through HTTP command. So, for example, you can open the door from a push button in KNX. You don't need to go to the touch panel to open the door. Okay, so this is also an important functionality regarding the integration with the outdoor station. Well, I just forgot about the video. When you select if the video is coming from the building camera or from an alternative camera, in case of the alternative camera, you just select one of the camera you have defined in the corresponding cameras section. Okay. So this is the one of the main thing I want to show you regarding the ETS application program. And if we have time enough, I would like to show you also how the maps are configured in Iddero config. It will be just a few minutes, no more than that. Let me share. Could you please confirm that you see Iddero config?
Yes, yep, I see that there. Thank you.
Okay, so Iddero config is the general structure is quite is more or less equivalent to the ETS. So you have the project tree, also the group addresses tree, and the parameters area once you have selected a section in the project. One important thing is that you can import the ETS addresses from the KNX project. So normally the way to configure the AC3 touch panels is just you create the general ETS project for the rest of the KNX devices first, and then import the project in the Iddero config. You will then see all the group addresses, and then just configure the functionality and the user interface and drag and drop the group addresses to the corresponding communication objects. Okay. Also mention that you will be able to use internal addresses. These addresses are normally used, for example, to link internal logic functions, and these are internal addresses. The way these addresses work internally in the touch panel is equivalent to the regular KNX group addresses, but these addresses, internal addresses, will not be written to the KNX bus, so we'll avoid overload in the bus. And in some cases, when, for example, you use these internal addresses to link between different logic functions, you don't need that traffic in the KNX bus. So it's a very convenient way to use these internal addresses. So these are the main sections, general inputs to define the 4 inputs for the touch panel, the thermostat, and you can configure up to 4 thermostat, user interface, different parameters, generic parameters, touch gestures. Yeah, you can just enable different touch gestures with the corresponding communication objects. This is the same way to configure, I mean, for the Iddero Verso in the application program in the ETS, configure the gesture in the same way. Just enable the corresponding gesture, and you will have the corresponding communication object there. And one of the things I want to show you is just songs and pages and maps, how to configure those maps and the navigation through maps. First thing you have to do is just insert, for example, a couple of songs. Well, just song 1 and song 2. Oops. And in every song, you insert pages, and in every page, you can just enable different components with different layouts, etc., etc. Okay. this is not relevant for the example I want to show you now regarding the maps. So we have already defined a couple of songs with one page in every song and a few components in every page. So now let's see how to insert maps. So let me insert a couple of maps. One map. Well, just let's name map 1, and then select an image. As commented before, just a regular standard PNG image. Okay, so this is an image, a standard image, and all these buttons are already drawn in the image. It's part of the image. Okay, so now let me add an active area, and in every area, just let me add some points. And for example, if I want to link this area of the map with the song 1, okay, it's already there. So this is an active area that when I touch that area in the display, it will take me to the song 1. Okay, this is the simple way to work with maps. So it's quite simple. Just define active areas. You can use as many points as you want. For example, oops, sorry. What? Yes. Move that point. If I want to just modify that area to be like this or whatever, it's quite easy to define, to adapt the active area to the picture, to the image, to the background image, and and just select the corresponding songs. It's quite easy to configure the navigation through maps and songs. And when you use more than one map, then you can use a few of them. Then, well, let me then select a different map. And okay, so the way to navigate through different maps is just select, add again a new area. This is, let me, oops, this area. So, oops, 1, and that area, map 2. Okay, so how to navigate through maps? If I want to move from this map to this map, okay. So in this case, for example, let me add some points here. Okay, and then select here the target. Instead of going to previously defined zones, just go to the next map. Okay, so when in the display touch this active area, the next map will be shown. Okay, and in the other map, just to come back to the previous map, just do the same. Add an active area, map 1, and just add points. For example, here in the left arrow. Okay, and select map 1. So this is the way to, from map 2, move to map 1 and the other way around. From map 1 going to map 2. And these are just well, example images for a navigation oriented to rooms, kitchen, living room, whatever. And this is an example image for navigation based on functionality, HVAC, multimedia, etc. Obviously, you can configure the navigation the way you think is better for the type of installation you are carrying out. Well, this is just the main things I wanted to show you regarding the configuration of the Iddero Verso in ETS and the AC3 and AC3L touch panel, and also the home server, because the home server, when available, the only thing you have to do is just select here the home server free, and that's all. The rest of the configuration, it will be the same. And the only thing you have to take into account is just the resolution of the map and the functionality related to the display. It will not be available for the home server free.